What do you do when a population that you don't want enters an area it shouldn't? You genetically modify them so they can't reproduce anymore. Duh. What? I'm obviously talking about mosquitoes. Hello, and welcome to the show about fun facts and a little bit of science. Today we are talking about GMM. No, not good mythical morning. Genetically modified mosquitoes. What's the point in genetically modifying a mosquito? I mean, if we're making them so they can no longer eat me alive anytime I go outside, then I am on board. End of episode, let's go. But unfortunately, that's not the case. What is actually happening is they are attempting to thin the populations of disease-spreading mosquitoes, so still serving a good purpose, I suppose. But is this normal? We have genetically modified foods in the past, but animals? Insects? Actually, this is nothing new. The first genetically modified insects with fertility tweaks were diamondback moths in 2017. The first genetically modified insects to be released in the US were the pink bullworm moths in 2006. The first insect we learned how to modify was the fruit fly in 1982. And as far as controlling a species' population, well, that goes back at least 80 years when we would expose the males of a particular animal to radiation, thus making them sterile and then sending them out into the wild. So why mosquitoes and why now? Back in 2016, there was a widespread concern around the Zika virus. That year alone saw more than 5,000 cases of infected individuals, with Florida and New York being the top states with cases. In 2020, there were just 4 reported cases. So what's the point? Aren't we too late? Well, Zika isn't the only concern, and Florida seems to be impacted more than most US states, as this particular species of mosquitoes has made it their year-round home. If you're enjoying this episode, be sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Maybe leave a comment and like it. I don't know. In 2020, dengue cases spiked in the area despite the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District. They have 6 pesticide-dropping airplanes just for the Keys. The whole point around this is that this specific species of mosquitoes are really hard to kill, the Aedes aegypti. They carry yellow fever, Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. With current pesticides in the US, only around 30 to 50% of these mosquitoes can be killed, and that's up from 0% in 2016. So, enter Oxitec, a biotech company located in England. Their mission is to control populations of insects that carry diseases. For Florida, it's been a long process to get approval, but this is supposed to be a short-term experiment. It's a first for the US to see modified mosquitoes, but Brazil's been using them since 2013. This particular strain is engineered to shrink the local populations by passing along their genetic alterations. It happens by blocking the development of female larvae, ultimately causing them to die before reaching adulthood. Half of the male larvae will carry this trait and continue to pass it along. Since male mosquitoes drink flower nectar, not human blood, this will lower the chances of people contracting diseases and slowly reduce the overall population of this species of mosquitoes, which aren't actually native to the US. That's right. It's believed that they were accidentally brought here by ship, so wiping them out from the area is arguably correcting the ecosystem, not hurting it. They haven't been here long enough to cause any chain reaction to other creatures in the area. For all of this to work, Oxitec is betting the females will mate with these modified males. If for some reason they sense something is up, then nothing changes. It starts with a container of eggs being shipped anywhere in the world where they can easily be deployed into local populations. No high-tech process required. The good thing is that these will not affect other species of mosquitoes. Currently, the Aedes aegypti only equates to about 4% of mosquitoes in the Florida Keys, but they're pretty much the only disease spreaders in the area. Worldwide, they are in the top 3, and they love human blood more than most other mosquitoes. Well, the females do. And since traditional pesticides can mess with other native creatures, narrowing the target audience is always a good thing. The only real concern right now is if these lab-grown bloodsuckers are able to get a hold of the antibiotic tetracycline. If they do, then they can essentially reverse the genetic change when laying eggs. And they can really only find this if they end up near sewage treatment plants, which are just 500 meters from the testing sites. And then this could get passed on to bacteria, making them antibiotic-resistant bacteria. But public health entomologist Kevin Gorman from Oxitec says that's unlikely. So how's that for peace of mind? Is this something we will be doing with other species later on? For example, the overpopulated areas of coyotes. I mean, they have become a serious problem in a lot of areas, and it's spreading. Coyote populations have a weird behavior where they nearly double their numbers when humans try to regulate and kill off large groups of them. Yeah, that's real. They are nearly impossible for us to regulate. Maybe lab-grown coyotes are the solution. So what do you think? Is this a necessary step in the survival of humanity, or are we messing with stuff we shouldn't? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and what did you learn today?